Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss Science and Technology Part 1, Question Bank with Solutions. If you are watching my video for first time, don't forget to subscribe my channel. So let's start together. All types of questions are given in the question bank. MCQs, true or false, find the odd man out, give reason, answer the following. Many questions are there. It's only for practice. It doesn't mean that all the questions will come from the question bank. You have to read the textbook also. Okay, let us start. First, we will solve MCQs. Each one carries 1 mark. First, we will start with the lesson number 1. To bring the change in speed and direction of motion of an object, dash must be applied to the object. We know that if you want to change the direction of an object or speed of an object, we have to apply force. So let us check the options. Force, inertia, momentum, motion. So the correct option is option A, force. Next question is, the orbit of the planet revolving around the sun or star is dash, circular, straight, in the direction of focal point, elliptical. This is related to Kepler's first law. We know that the orbit of a planet is an ellipse with sun at one of the foci. So the correct option is option D, elliptical. Next question is, the square of period of revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the dash of the mean distance of a planet from the sun. Options are square, square root, cube, cube root. This is also Kepler's third law, T square proportional to a cube, that is cube of the mean distance of planet from the sun. That is option C is the correct answer. Next, the gravitational force of attraction between two objects is directly proportional to product of their masses and dash of the distance from their center. Inversely proportional to square, directly proportional to square, inversely proportional to cube, directly proportional to cube. This is Newton's law of gravitation. We know that force of attraction between two objects is directly proportional to product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square. So the option A is correct answer. Next is, the SI unit of universal constant of gravitation is G is equal to dash 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter per kilogram. 9.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter per kilogram. Then 6.97 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. We know the value of G is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. Okay, next question. Dash force is much weaker than other forces in nature. Gravitational, electromagnetic, non-centripetal force, internal force. We know that gravitational force is the weakest force present in the universe. The value of acceleration due to gravity G is dash. We know that acceleration due to gravity value is 9.83 meter per second square at the poles and 9.78 meter per second square at the equators. Options are highest at the poles, highest at the equator, same everywhere on the surface of the earth, lowest at the pole. We know it is highest at the poles, that is 9.83 meter per second square. So option A is the correct answer. Next is, the value of G at the equator is dash 9.78 meter per second square, 9.83 meter per second square, 9.80 meter per second square, 6.67 meter per second square. It is 9.78 meter per second square. That is option A. Next, free fall can take place only in dash. We know free fall means an object is falling freely under the influence of gravity only. Options are in air, vacuum, on earth, none of this. So the correct answer is option B, in vacuum. Next, weight of any object on the moon will be dash of the weight of the earth. 1/6, 1/8, 1/2, 2/6. We know that weight of any object on the moon will be 1/6 times that of the earth. So answer is option A. Next, if the weight of a person is 60 on the earth's surface, then dash will be the weight on the moon. 160 into 1/6, that will be equal to 10 Newton. So option D is the correct answer. Next questions are related to periodic classification of elements. Drobenier has proposed the law of dash, periodic, modern periodic table, octaves, triad. We know Drobenier arranged the elements in a group of 3 known as triad. So option D is the correct answer. Next, Newland's law of octave was applicable only up to dash. Oxygen, calcium, cobalt, potassium. Option B, it is applicable only up to calcium. Next, X and Y are 2 elements which follows the Newland's law of octave. So there must be minimum and maximum dash elements between them. We know in Newland's octave, every 8th element shows properties similar to that of the first. So in this table, hydrogen, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Fluorine shows properties similar to that of hydrogen. So between hydrogen and fluorine, how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements are there. So minimum 6 elements. Now, if you will take chlorine, how many elements are between hydrogen and chlorine? So till oxygen 6 is there. Now 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That is maximum 13 elements and minimum 6. So option D is the correct answer. Six to 13. Okay. Next question. At the time of Mendeleev, dash elements were known. 56, 65, 63, 118. We know at the time of Mendeleev, 63 elements were known. Next, icosilicon is in Mendeleev's periodic table was named as dash. Scandium, gallium, germanium, thorium. The correct option is icosilicon is known as germanium, option C. Next, the number of groups and periods in modern periodic table are dash. 6, 7, 6, 16, 18, 7, 18, 6. Groups and period. We know modern periodic table contains 18 groups and 7 periods are there. So option C is the correct answer. Dash shell is the outermost shell for the element present in second period. Second period, we know 2 shells are there. Okay, so if 2 shells are there, first shell is K shell, second shell is L shell. So the outermost shell will be L. K, L, M, N. Option B, L is the correct answer. Next, group 1 and 2 combine to form dash block elements. We know group 1 and 2 combine to form S block elements. S, P, T, F. Option A, S is the correct option. Next, which of the following pair of atomic number is present in same group? Here some atomic numbers are given. We have to find out which pair belongs to the same group. We know same group, they have same valency will be there. So we have to check the valency of these elements. 11, 19. 11 we can write 2, 8, 1. 19 is 2, 8, 8, 1. So they belongs to the same group. So answer will be option A, 11, 19. Other elements belongs to different groups. Next is, which of the following element is more electropositive? Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, chlorine. Electropositivity, we know metals are electropositive because they lose electrons easily. As we move from left to right in a period, the tendency of an atom to lose electron decreases. So which element will be on the leftmost side? That element will be more electropositive. So let us check. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, chlorine. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, chlorine. They all belongs to group period 3. And in this, sodium is the leftmost. So sodium is more electropositive. Option A is the correct answer. Next is, which of the following element has largest atomic size? Sodium, magnesium, potassium, calcium. Sodium and magnesium belongs to third period. Potassium and calcium belongs to fourth period. We know as we move from top to bottom, atomic size increases. So we can neglect sodium and magnesium because potassium and calcium contains 4 shells are there. And now potassium and calcium, they belongs to same period. Now we want to check among this which has the largest atomic size. Now potassium atomic number 19, calcium is 20. Potassium belongs to first group, calcium belongs to second group. Okay. Now, so they have 4 shells are there. Outermost shell of potassium contains 1 electron. Calcium contains 2 electrons are there. As the number of electron increases, nuclear pull will increase and the atom will shrink. So here, potassium will be having largest atomic size. So answer is option C, potassium. Next is, arrange the following elements in the decreasing order of metallic character. Sodium, silicon, chlorine, magnesium, aluminium. Metallic character decreases as we move from left to right in a period. So look at this periodic table. Sodium, silicon, chlorine, magnesium, aluminum. Magnesium, aluminum, silicon, chlorine. Okay, they all belongs to same period. We have to arrange in the decreasing order. So first sodium will come, then magnesium, then aluminium, then next element given is silicon. Silicon and then chlorine. This will be the order. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, chlorine. So we will check that option is given or what. Sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, chlorine. So option B is the correct answer. Next, which of the following does not increase by going top to bottom in the periodic table? First one, atomic size. Atomic size, we know as we move from top to bottom, new shells are increasing, so atomic size will increase. Metallic character will also increase as the distance from nucleus increases. The tendency to lose electron will also increase. So metallic character increases. Valency, we know in a group, valency remains the same. It will not change. So here, number of shells will also increase. So which one does not change? Valency. Option C is the correct answer. Next, atomic number of the elements dash while going from left to right in a period. We know atomic number, modern periodic table is based on increasing order of atomic number. So as we move from left to right, atomic number increases. Options are increases, decreases. First decrease, then increase, remains the same. So option A is the correct answer. Next question is, which of the following statement is true for modern periodic table? 18 horizontal rows are called period. 7 vertical columns are called groups. 18 vertical columns are called group. 7 horizontal rows are called group. We know modern periodic table, 18 groups and 7 periods are there. Horizontal rows are called periods, but it contains only 7 periods. And 18 vertical groups are there. So which will be the correct answer? Option C. 18 vertical columns are called groups. Next. Elements of D block are called dash element. Transition, metalloids, normal, inner transition. We know that D block elements are also known as transition elements. Next, atomic size is determined by its dash. Atomic mass, atomic radius, number of shells, atomic number. We know atomic size is related to atomic radius. It is the distance between nucleus and the outermost shell. So correct answer is option B, atomic radius. Next is distance between the nucleus and outermost shell is called dash. Atomic radius, atomic diameter, atomic mass, atomic number. Option A, atomic radius. The unit to measure atomic radius is dash. Nanometer, picometer, micrometer, millimeter. We know atomic radius is measured in picometer. So option B is the correct answer. The tendency of an element to form cation is called a dash. Cation means positively charged ions. Metals has the tendency to form cation. So options given are non-metallic character, basic property, metallic character, acidic property. Answer is option C, metallic character. Dash is an element which is liquid state in the family of halogens. The members of halogen are fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Among this, bromine will exist in liquid state. So option C, bromine is the correct answer. Next, atomic radius dash while going down the group. Goes on increases, goes on decreases, remains same, and no change takes place. We know as we move from top to bottom, new shells are increasing, so the atomic size goes on increases. Option A is the correct answer. Next, the tendency of an element to form anion is its dash character. Anion means negatively charged. Okay, so when it receives electron, it will form anion. Non-metallic character, basic property, metallic character, acidic property. We know non-metals has the tendency to receive electron. So this anion is its non-metallic character. Option A. Elements of zero group are called dash. Alkali metals, alkaline earth metals, halogens, noble gas. We know alkali metals is group 1. Alkaline earth metal is group 2. Halogen is 17. 18th group is called zero gas. Zero group is called noble gas or inert gas. So option D is the correct answer. Next is chemical reactions and equations. The representation of chemical reaction in condensed form using chemical formula is called dash. Chemical change, chemical formula, chemical equation, chemical reaction. We know that, for example, 2 Mg plus O2 gives 2 MgO. This is the representation of a reaction of magnesium and oxygen using formula. And this is known as chemical equation. So option C is the correct answer. Next, when the positive charge on an atom increases or the negative charge on them decreases is called dash. Reduction, corrosion, oxidation, oxidant. We know positive charge increases mean the tendency to lose electron. When it loses an electron, it will get positive charge. So loss of electron is known as oxidation. So option C is the correct answer. Next is the reaction in which one reactant give rise to two or more product is called a dash reaction. Decomposition, combination, displacement, double displacement. We know that the reaction in which one reactant will break down or split to form two or more product is known as decomposition reaction. Option A is the correct answer. Next question is, in a chemical equation, dash are written on the right side. We know in a chemical reaction, when we are writing the equation, reactants will be on the left side and product will be on the right side. So here the options given are product, reactants, elements, catalyst. Answer is option A, product. On adding dilute zinc sulfate in dilute barium chloride is an example of double dash. We know zinc sulfate and barium chloride, when it is mixed together, they will exchange their ions and result in the formation of a precipitate. Exchange of ions and formation of precipitate is known as double displacement reaction. So option B is the correct answer. Okay, so here 40 questions now from lesson number 4 onwards. MCQ questions I'll solve in the next part of the video. So if you like, don't forget to share with your friends and classmates.